we need some help with VAR. And Premier League referees are now apparently being helped by pilots to solve the VAR. So the ludicrous nature of VAR is becoming even more crazy when BA pilots are now being brought in to talk about how they communicate under pressure.
Do you know what this sounds
stupid.
like? Do you know when you introed this? Do you know what this would sound like under normal circumstances?
Banter.
Some massive wind-up.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being punked. Rio Ferdinand's under the table here, and you're just playing this like elaborate joke on me.
And Beckham's running down the motorway.
Yes. This feels so ridiculous. Why do you need British Airways qualified pilots? Why are we taking pilots out of the cockpit?
I need the BA music in the background, the classical piece.
Yes. Like, this is so ludicrous. It's so unnecessary. When you and I, Madge, when we see a replay, within 5 seconds of less, one replay, you watch it, a couple of seconds, we can deduce exactly whether the goal is clean or whether the goal needs to be ruled out. You don't need to be able to fly a Boeing 747 across the Atlantic to be able to work this out. Why is this necessary? What is going on? Why are we even talking about this?
Because VAR has hit some form of turbulence. See what I did there?
You've got a load of these, haven't you? Everything I say, see, this is why I feel like it's some sort of wind-up. Everything I say here, there's going to be some airline-related pun, isn't there?
Well, it depends who's in the cockpit of VAR, doesn't it? Right, no, but in all seriousness, is there not a possibility of us just going, it doesn't work?
It doesn't work. Look, VAR is the biggest issue with football at the moment. It is taking so much away from the game, and it hasn't done what it was supposed to do. The point of VAR came into effect because it was going to rule out opinion. It was going to anything that was subjective was no longer going to be an issue. We would have definitive, clear-cut, correct decisions. That's what VAR was supposed to do, and in principle, I agree. Yeah. It's a wonderful, noble
like goal line technology.
Goal line technology,
brilliant.
If it can be, if there is a binary yes or no, and it can be ruled out, and we know clear cut that it is correct, let's go with it. But as soon as it's subjective, as soon as it's down to opinion, we're in no better position than we were without it. But we have the interruption of VAR.
We've had a great message here on 81089. They've not left their name, but thank you for this. It said, it's not that they're pilots, it's that VAR implemented a radio communication system without radio commands or prompts or etiquette. It could have been the army. Even CB radio has phrases to promote efficient, coherent communication. Brilliant message. Thank you for that. And you're absolutely right. But why are VAR doing that now? They should have been doing this before it ever come into play, so you can be really, he's absolutely right, the etiquette and the coherent nature of the command. So there are specific ways to talk to one another in an emergency.
I've just read this. You're about to tell me that you need to use fewer syllables, aren't you?
Yeah.
This is ludicrous, Madge. What are we talking about? The issue, did you hear the clip off the back of the Luis Diaz goal at Tottenham? The sheer panic in their voice. It sounded
like our WhatsApp group.
Yes. But with less insight, with less knowledge, and with less literacy. It was sheer panic, sheer bewilderment. There was the acknowledgement that they got it wrong, but a begrudging acknowledgement to that fact. They sort of went, "Oh, we've got it wrong. Never mind, the game's kicked off now. There's nothing we can do." Nobody was prepared to take the ball by the horns. Nobody really knew what they were doing, and it's clearly just jobs for the boys. Scrap it now. It was a noble project. The idea and the concept, in principle, of VAR, I'm totally behind. It's a very progressive idea. It is correct in essence, but it doesn't work. And do you know why it doesn't work? Because it totally ruins the root of football, the point of football, the fundamental point of going to football. The reason why you have pledged your life to Tottenham Hotspur, the reason why I've done similar to Chelsea, the reason why 1 million people across the country spend their time and their money travelling the length and breadth of the country, following their team. Do you know why? Ultimately, you can boil it down to one thing: that spontaneous moment, that jubilation that you feel when you're surrounded by strangers and you scored a last-minute winner against Tottenham. We can't even celebrate that now. So you have totally ruined the game. You've totally ruined the point. You can't celebrate a goal through fear that it's going to be ruled out.
And I genuinely don't often celebrate the goals now.
No, you wait. You wait.
Yeah.
Which is
horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible, isn't it?
So with all that in mind, this isn't about BA pilots anymore. This is about trying to make good a situation that is proven to be wrong. If it is binary, did it cross the line? We use VAR. Otherwise, it's subjective. Let's just defer to the referee.
What do you think about the idea of perhaps bringing in a, like a timing system? Like they have to look at it in terms of like you've got 1 minute to look at that again, and by the end of that minute, you need a decision.
Again, this is noble in idea, but would be really problematic in concept. Because what would happen is they wouldn't have an answer. They would panic. They would rush. They would therefore give an answer because the minute was up, and it would be wrong, and they would blame the fact that there was a time constraint.
We got a message here from Kenny in Edinburgh. He says, "Evening, guys. VAR is sapping the life out of the game. I grew up loving players scoring and immediately pausing, looking over their shoulders in doubt. I couldn't agree with Rory more." It is that energy that you mentioned, the goal scored, reel away, celebrate, have the moment, and that's been taken away. The other thing that I really would love to try and get some stats on, and I might geek out over a weekend and do this, is look at the number of injuries between this season and, say, last season or the last couples. I'm telling you now, certain injuries are being caused due to the VAR waiting time.
That's interesting. I saw something on this. Where did I saw something on this regarding the Van der Ven injury.
Well, Mickey Van der Ven is clearly a very fast player, yeah? And he's a sprinter,
Yes.
Hamstring. When does a hamstring go for a footballer? It can go any moment. But when you're
cold, when you've warmed up and then your muscles have softened, and then they're asked to explode again.
And if you're standing around for 5 to 6 minutes as a professional athlete, you can't.
And it should never take that long, because everybody sitting at home, this is where the disconnect really comes into effect. Well, everybody sitting at home, so the match goers in the stadium
are on WhatsApp.
Are on WhatsApp.
That's why.
To somebody potentially on another continent, by the way. To anyone, like people in the States watching the game, people in Australia watching the game, know the answer.
No, that's what I was doing. My manager lives in LA, right? One of my managers, big shout out to David, another Spurs fan, and we're watching the Chelsea game, and I'm like, Dave, is that a penalty or not? And he's going to me, first look, it looks suspect, but I think they'll give it. And this is where rugby is so much better than football and is so much more advanced with their technology. When you can hear the referee talking about his decision, sending players away, and you can hear him go, "Can I reload that clip again? Come back, okay." And you can understand what they're looking for. In the ground, we don't know what they're even looking for.
No.
And that is a problem.
But this is the problem as well. I feel like on certain occasions, they are looking to rule out the goal. Like, rather than giving the benefit of the doubt to the attacking team, it feels like sometimes they are just searching for a legitimising reason to get rid of the goal. So ultimately, VAR is doing way more damage than it's doing good. And I think the sooner that the people acknowledge that, there's nothing wrong with holding your hands up and going, we thought this would work. We hoped it would work. In principle, it sounds like it would. But in effect, it doesn't. So let's hold our hands up and admit that it was wrong and get rid of it.
I like this. Al's messaged us. It might even be Big Al. Scrap VAR, keep goal line tech, keep offside automated system only, and leave the rest to the referee. Do you know what that does? Puts the power back in the referee's hand. You look over the years of the famous goals that we've seen that blatantly weren't goals, from the hand of God to like, even...
or Frank Lampard against Germany or whatever. Like, let's eradicate those injustices.
Yeah, because that's goal line technology.
Yeah. And they could have got that right.
Yeah.
If goal line technology was about the day that Mesut Ozil had that blinder against England, Frank Lampard's goal would have stood, it would have gone in at half-time 2-2, and England, I believe, would have knocked Germany out.
Yeah.
Goal line technology wasn't around, so it didn't happen, but we can now guarantee that isn't an issue again. The problem, however, is all of the other stuff, all of the subjective stuff.
Yeah, it's. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think. 03717 22 3344. VAR. Is it time just to say, you know what? It hasn't worked. We're at a point now where we're talking to pilots and people that use...
what are you talking about?
We're using people that use communication systems. That's not... Even if we can say, right, we're going to have code that literally OS means, onside, OF's offside or whatever, doesn't matter, because still they're going to be hesitant over what they've seen because all of a sudden the lines are wrong or there's something in the build-up. It's got to a point now where it's gone too far. There are too many minutes in football games now from the waiting around for VAR decisions. Players are getting injured in those periods of time.
If that can be proven, if there is a direct correlation between the time and the injury, if that can be proven that there is a definite link, surely then it either speeds up or gets on its bike.
Yeah.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.